Hello and welcome to another episode of Driving the Virtual World. Yes, today we are in Bathurst in Mount Panorama in Australia, on one of the most iconic tracks in the world, one of the old-time classics and certainly a very special track to drive on. And I thought, why not take my little Alpha here to Australia and find out how it is to have a 1965 170 brake horsepower Alfa Romeo at this track, and not a V8 supercar or a GT3 car. I wanted to find out if the car is too low powered for this track, and I can tell you it certainly isn't, because I took the car to various other tracks before, and they had long straights before, and I can tell you the little Alpha is a lot of fun on any track. The track is 6.2 kilometers long, or 3.86 miles if you prefer that one, and parts of the track are used as a public road on non-racing days, while other parts of the track are permanent facilities. There are houses here up on the mountain that can only be accessed by driving this track. And as the name Mount Panorama already suggests, this track is anything but flat. In fact, it is a mountain course with 174 meters or 571 feet vertical distance from the lowest to the highest point, where the pits and the start-finish straight is the lowest point of the track. And we are here now up on the mountain, in fact on the way down, on the very long and exciting Conrad Straight. And this chicane we are approaching now, it's the Chase, and it's must be the fastest chicane on any racetrack I know. I've driven that chicane with well over 300 kilometers an hour. In other cars, of course, not in my little Alpha. We are approaching now Murray's Corner and then the pit straight. And we can see that I'm not alone on the track this time. There are several other cars on the way, some other historical cars, of course, as we have a free practice for historical touring cars just before one of the big main events. We have the Bathurst 1000 kilometers. That is the biggest race for the V8 supercars. In my opinion, the greatest touring car series in the world. Really great cars, really exciting fights. The cars have well over 600 horsepower, I think. And the other race you may have seen on TV is the Bathurst 12 Hours. That's a race for GT3 cars, where a lot of teams and well-known drivers from all over the world take part. All the big names are there, all the big teams are there. And of course, these races have a lot of support acts. Smaller regional or local touring car classes or GT cars, or maybe historical races like the one we are practicing here. And of course the most popular cars out here are the vintage V8 supercars, the heroes from days gone by. Very popular here and a great sight to see. While my little Alpha is showing me that you have to lift off sometimes, especially here on the approach to the skyline, which lead into the S's and then the Dipper. Very exciting corner, not easy to take, not even in a slower car like this one. Very hard to overtake here, but if the field of cars is very close, you have to overtake here. which often leaves the car hitting the wall at very high speed, destroying the race. And now we are back on the straight, Connor Straight, where shortly before the chase, the rev limiter is limiting us for going even faster. You hit the rev limiter even in the longest gear, can't make the car any longer. You have to get the braking right here for Murray's Corner, or else you will be finishing your race in a sand trap and you never get out there on your own. Here on the left is the pit entry, and then we are coming on the main straight while the Mini is going for a stop. And now we are on the main straight and we are starting a new lap on the driver's point of view here. The first corner is named the Hell Corner. I don't know why, but it's extremely difficult to take this one on speed, which leads us now on the mountain straight. It's a little bit uphill at the first moment, and then we have a dip, and shortly before that we reach top speed, and now we have to find our right braking point for Griffin's Bend, and that one is crucial for a good lap time. If you can brake late here without hitting the wall afterwards, you can find another second or two. And now it gets very narrow. We are approaching the cutting, another crucial corner. I find the entry is okay, but the exit, to get that one without wheel spin and without drifting into the wall, it's not easy. We are now on Reed Park, the highest point of the mountain. Next corner is called Frog Hollow, and the aim is to get that flat out without flying off into the sand trap. Coming now to McPhillamy Park, another very fast corner, and below that gantry here on Skyline is my braking point to negotiate the S's. This is the most difficult part of the track, I think. I was surprised that the Giulia didn't have any difficulties here. It's always a bit frightening if you go here with a V8 supercar or anything really fast. Last corner before the straight is called Forest Elbow, where you try to get the best exit possible to take as much speed as you can on the straight. And now you are waiting to approach the cutting, and the rev limiter tells us to be on your toes now and to get that one right, or you will have a flight into the sand big time. I think this one went quite well, and I want to try to catch the other cars before we start the next lap, because if you have slower traffic on your lap, like I have now, it always costs you time, especially if not all the cars are on the same speed as yourself. We are passing the beautiful Lotus Cortina. The other one was a NSU TT, and now through Hell's Corner and back on the mountain straight. Lower left of your screen you can see the track map, and you can also see where the other cars are. So it looks quite good, so maybe we have a rather free lap. Just one slower car in front of us, I think. Maybe we can catch that one on a part of the track where we don't lose that much time. Through Quarry Corner and then up the hill to the highest point of the track. Now we can see the other car, it's an Abarth 1000. It's not quite up to our speed, so I hope we can pass it without losing too much time. I think that went quite well. And now our braking point here. And into the descent. Beautiful view here over the countryside. But of course, if you are on the wheel at this track, you don't have any eyes for the beautiful countryside here. Forest Elbow now, and onto the Conrad Strait. Preparing to get the fastest corner in the world right. Here the kink in front of the cutting. Now here. Didn't look that spectacular from this view. And in most cars you brake after the cutting and get your speed right for that corner here. I had a look at the clock. 217 kilometers is what the Alpha can do on the straight. And now Giulia, give me all you have to get a new lap record for this car. Can we do it? Yes, we can. 2:44.675 is my personal lap record for this car. And that's our next track done on driving the virtual world. I hope you join me for the next time. I wonder where we end up. I'm not sure yet, but I'm sure it will be somewhere exciting. Thank you for watching. Have a great time and bye bye for now.